elevate within yourself, you're going to attract people that match that. That's how we met.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
you're going to attract
Emotion, how we overcome those emotions. We're not here
Mm.
telling you this shit happened to us and leaving it. We're telling you it happened. This is the intricate things that I had been through. All of these different things bugged me, and this is how I became it so I can become whole. And I can't say whole again. We were never whole. We are becoming whole now. Understand? So when you say I want to become whole again, when were you ever the again? When were you ever whole? We were never whole. We are whole now. And that is that. So you don't
because
want
it's a cycle.
Thank
We
you.
trying to break cycles.
That's what we're doing right now. We
That's
definitely
why it's so
doing that.
challenging.
Yeah.
And I feel like you can't break a cycle without a boundary.
Boom.
Aha. How are you going to prevent it from reaching your child?
Boom. Thank you.
That's why I want no contact. I want to add that too, Queen. That's why I want no contact, because I felt like I had no other choice. My son is 8 now. It was no other, like, it's one thing for things that have happened to me, but how I'm like, how could I truly prevent this from reoccurring in my child? He ain't been exposed to it. Why would I stay around this shit? And then none of the people, all of the people, pretending to not know, not in my situation, not interested, not want to talk about it, keep walking on this elephant in the room like the elephant not growing. I feel like my child was a target. Like, he's pure in their eyes, and it's like, again, like we said in the beginning of this one, misery loves company.
Yeah.
Oh, he got to get tainted too. Oh, we got to break him too. So it was like, people like, you really want no contact? Yes, because if it's me, one thing I had to think about was myself. But then when I'm thinking about my legacy and what comes after me, like, people keep talking about generational wealth, generational wealth, generational wealth. Come on, you won't have a whole nother problem if you thinking that you gotta. Everybody just trying to skip healing and get to the bag. You get to the bag, and then I had a conversation with a man where he was cursing me out, narcissist man, and he was like, no, you don't gotta go back to heal. You can heal where you at. And I'm like, yeah, you can heal where you at, but you still gotta go back mentally.
Because you're there, where you at, right? Came from a direction. You gotta go through the direction to get that at.
How are you going to learn the lessons? How are you going to stop the patterns? How are you going to create real generations?
Or know them.
If you avoiding the truth.
Yeah.
And that goes back to what I said in the beginning. You can't heal where you hurt. People keep trying to do it. I tried that shit, didn't work. Good luck to anybody that feels as though that they can do it. It's very, especially depending on what your pain is.
Yeah.
And depending on if the people that you're with, like this queen here, got support. If the people that you with support you, that's different. But if you're literally going against, like, you're trying to heal, and the people that you're trying to heal around are literally creating a wall.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna work, because they are the problem, unfortunately. That's the truth. And if they're not willing to admit that they played a role
in the damage,
that's narcissist energy. And to me, a narcissist is a person who has trauma who refuses to heal. Because a lot of narcissists know empathy. You be an empathetic narcissist. Because that's how you pray. You know energy. You know who's really funny. That's how you know who you get. That's how you know who's weak, because you can read very, very, very well. So when you do not heal, everybody's talking about narcissism. Go ahead and not heal and see what you become.
Yes.
You're gonna be a narcissist too. You're gonna be a person who can easily identify with pain, and look at it as an opportunity to take over another victim or create another victim.
I was gonna say something and I forgot.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nah, that's okay. I will try to remember what it was.
Narcissism?
Nah, it wasn't about narcissism. It wasn't about narcissism.
Boundary? Not healing where you hurt?
Not that one either. It was something that you said earlier about girl, I can't remember. It'll come back. It'll come back. It'll come back in its own way and form. But At the end of the day, topics like this, we have to have frequently, so that way children can come to adults that they think that can protect them and say, this happened to me, and you take it very seriously and actually investigate it enough to let that person who abused them know that they can't do this anymore. Because the system is made up where if they take you to the doctor to get a test, it's money. Our family don't have money, so then we push that under the rug. You know what I mean? We can't take him to jail because then you have to get a lawyer and he's going to lie and then it's going to create an issue. All of those things out there, the law and the system has created walls that people like us can't go through because it takes money that they are stopping us from getting in the first place. You know what I mean? So we can't go there. Like for me, my abuser, he is living his life. He out there, right? My family didn't think it was necessary to give him retribution in whatever he did. So he continued to do what he wanted to do, right? And to grow up with a knowledge where you never got satisfaction for that, it takes a while for you yourself to let that go, right? And to see a bigger picture. And also we got to talk about we ourselves within this boundary. What we don't do is forgive ourselves as well. We don't forgive ourselves. We always think, oh, this person do this and this person do that. Take accountability, not for what they did, but for what you continue to do to yourself. We have to be accountable to ourselves to continue to hurting me. I had to take accountability in me for making myself out as the bad guy and continue to victimize in myself. I had to take accountability, and then I had to ask myself for forgiveness because right now you was beating the shit out of she mentally. So I had to say, you know what? I forgive you for continuing to hurt yourself. I forgive you for holding yourself back when you know you could have done more. I forgive you for listening to people who didn't know any better. I forgive you. And now let's heal together instead of apart. I had to forgive myself. I didn't know that. I didn't know that I had to forgive me because I didn't even know that I was in my head continuing to relive those moments upon moments. I didn't know this. So we have to take accountability for continuing to hurt ourselves. After you take your accountability, take your forgiveness. Ask yourself for forgiveness because a girl needs some forgiving. And after you have forgive yourself, when you forgive yourself for being your victim, forgive yourself. Because I know a lot of people say, man, if I could have saved myself, I should have told her whatever. You know what? You were afraid. And it's great. It's not bad to be afraid. You were afraid. You were around people who couldn't do anything for you. Somebody who was abusing that you couldn't fight off. And you were afraid. So forgive yourself for not doing things that you think you should have done. You were a child. So you couldn't save yourself. So forgive yourself for not saving you. But you know what you can do? You can save you now. So save yourself by healing now. Save yourself by not continuing the pattern of a broken, hurt Black woman. And not in the sense of the stupid systematic version, but in the sense of you are broken and hurt. So you forgive yourself for that. And you heal from that. So that way you can then learn who you are. So you do not live the broken Black woman syndrome. You are the healed Black woman, the Black queen who helped other queens who didn't even know who they are. So forgive. You take accountability. Then you forgive yourself. And when you do that, you create the boundaries of I am not going to treat myself this way. I am not going to allow myself to do these things and say these things to myself and other people and to other Black queens. And I am going to set standards. Yes, standards. Standards for how I am going to approach things and how people approach me. I am going to take myself and say, you are a 10 out of 10 beautiful. I may not be as beautiful as Beyonce, but hell, I am beautiful and it's a 10 out of 10. Don't give yourself an 8 to a 9 to be safe because you think you're not beautiful in other people's eyes, in your eyes. But are you beautiful though? These are the things that you take. These are the boundaries that you take. With that, you carry yourself that way. You vibrate that way. You vibrate the love that you are now giving yourself, and you're going to receive the love around you because you are vibrating enough to attract it from other people. So boundaries are important when you are molested, when you are raped, when you are abused. You have to set boundaries when you are in control of you. Yes, I think I'm gonna love a lot. Anything to add?
Anything to add? I mean, that was like perfect. Like, I'm over here like, yes, yes. That's self-respect. That's self-respect right there. That's the question. I'm like, do you think that's the self-respect within itself? And again, like, that's why even if you got to do it, if you don't do it in a certain order, it don't matter. Just get it done. If you got to create boundaries before you feel like, because I know for me, I had to feel safe first. I couldn't, that's why I said you can't hear where you hurt. I kept trying to, but my subconscious and my inner child was not letting it happen. It's like, we don't feel safe right here. Like, no. So whatever order you got to do it in, that's your healing journey. All we doing is trying to tell you that you have a bunch of choices. You got a bunch of different paths you could take this, but please take that path. It's like society in this world, the future depends on you healing right now, right here in this space. That is self-respect. And like she said, like, don't, you said, when you did the number game, I was laughing because I was like, that goes right back into religion and, you know, giving a man so much power to determine. You know, it's not your business if somebody don't think you pretty. That's not your problem. That's their problem. As my friend would say, like, that's like a you problem. They ain't got nothing to do with it. If you don't think I'm beautiful, that says nothing about you. It says nothing about who you are. It says everything about that person and the limitations that they have within their mind. So the boundaries that we're telling you to create are for your best interests. Because you creating a world like the queen was saying, you create a world around you when you heal, not the other way around. We keep trying to fit into this world and it don't work like that. As you see, it ain't working. We all got the same eyebrows. We all got the same cheekbones. It ain't working. You got nice teeth. All that shit, it ain't working. It's not that. So anybody that's telling you that that's it, you should look at a little sideways because it's not that. The best thing that you can do for yourself, we're not telling y'all to go natural. What we saying, do what feels right for you. And naturally
is that. Love yourself, love your hair. Don't forget what you're saying. I just want to put that in there just to break down what she's saying in terms of love your hair, love your nails, love your bow-leggedness, your knottiness, whatever. Guess what? It's you, right? You can't get away from that. So you getting away from it by going to the other people's standards and how they look ain't gonna do you anything. You self-hating yourself. The first person to self-hate you is you, then society, because you continue to live that. So don't do that to yourself. Don't disappoint yourself that way. Take accountability. Yes, honey bunny, go ahead.
Yeah, and I would add to that, be honest about why you don't like it. Every single thing I hated about myself, my weight, because that's another thing that we don't talk about. Like you were seeing the girl, I'm a size 4, like, why is this an issue? A lot of people don't realize that unhealed trauma plays a major role in weight loss and excessive weight gain. Period. Why don't you like your hair?
Yes.
Why don't you like your natural eyebrows? Because to me, it's because I butchered them so much trying to get them arched and stuff that I ain't had none. I gotta get some. Why do you wear lashes? It's because you don't have any. Like, and then you got to be real with, okay, now why don't I have no edges? Why don't I have no eyebrows? Why don't I have eyelashes? Why is my skin to the point where I gotta cover it up to tone it back out? That's all the unhealed pain right there. That we gotta then go back and hide and cover up because we don't want people to see our truth. But then we only neglecting ourselves when we do that. The best thing I did was not. I just didn't start kind of. I'm like, I could do something myself. I went years with no makeup, not doing nothing to my hair, not doing, and it felt so good, yo. When you don't have, like, that's really you taking society off your shoulders and throwing it away.
Yes.
Because society is putting these things on us. If you want to do it, to each his own. But are you being honest with yourself about why you're doing it? That's my only concern. Because we women, we can do what we want. Makeup been around as long as
ever. Yeah.
But when you do it every single day, when you don't want your kids don't know what you look like without makeup.
To hide yourself.
Don't know what you look like without makeup. You hiding a lot of things that we telling you right now we can see. We telling you that's how we get our details. We know we were you some kind of way. We are all reflections of each other. And until we start to heal as Black women, we're going to poorly reflect Black women.
Yes. And poorly, I love that. And not only that, we're going to poorly teach our children that reflection. We are here to save the kids.
And the kids are smart. The kids are not as programmed. I don't want to say all of them.
Yes.
But a lot of the kids are not as programmed as we once were. I'm telling you right now, my son don't like makeup. So you got a whole bunch of society like that we're in now that are literally trying to reprogram our children to think like us. But you got a lot of kids out there that's like, I don't like that. My son white, he ain't gonna like no makeup. He don't like it. Yes. I did my face today and he was looking at me like,
what are you doing? What was all that?
Like, I guess, Mom. Like, and again, but these are the things that I know it helps me when I'm around. The last guy that I talked to was a Black man who didn't like makeup. He ain't against it. He like, I get it. You know, sometimes you gotta throw the shit on. I get that. But all the time, the king that you're looking for, he's not gonna like all of it. Yeah. He want to see you. He want to see who you are. And this is why it's important for us to heal. Why you ain't got no king.
Right.
Because we not comfortable with being ourselves. And a king is going to be able to see that. A king going to read right through that. And this is all we saying, yo. Like, create those boundaries, whether they could be family, friends, co-workers, neighbors. It don't matter. It don't matter. Whoever needs a boundary, create it. And build them boundaries up.
Let me just put this out there. How do you know how to create the boundaries and who to create them for? Let me put it this way. If it is the person you are around is saying to you that, I don't like how your leg bow, right? And it triggers you. So then you start to feel insecure. Now, it is not that they tell you this the first time, right? And it triggers you. Your triggers come from a lot of backed up stuff that created the trigger. So if it's so that they say this to you and they're saying this multiple times and it's triggered to you, they are actually coming into your self-negative thoughts and your emotion, and they are not supposed to be along in that journey, right? You are supposed to pick up on that as well. So you can let them know, listen to me. What you're saying to me, a lot of people have said to me, and that triggers me. I don't really care that you don't like my bow-leggedness. I like it because I have it. It is here. I can't do nothing but I love how my bow-leggedness look to me. If you can stop saying this to me, it will be great. So then I could continue to heal. But if they continue to say that, that person is not considerate of your emotional state and healing. They're not healthy for you. So get rid of them. Cut it, as Toni says. Understand? So that's how you know. Boom. That is how you know. It is not to say, oh, I'm cutting off a person because they're giving me constructive criticism. Like, girl, you know, you get mad too easily and whatever. That person telling you some shit. You get mad too easily. take that into consideration. Why do I think my fuse is all the way up here that I'm so easily angered? That person is there. They're seeing that within you. Like, why do you have to come out here looking in the makeup or whatever? You're beautiful how you are. You get offended with them telling you how you're beautiful how you are. Keep that person around. They're seeing you for who you are. But if a person comes out like Tony's situation and said, "But why you don't come out here with makeup on? Why you had to come out here barefaced?" or whatever the case is, that person is a trigger. You see the difference? That is how you know who to cut and who to keep. Who is elevating you and who is bringing you all the way back down. That is how you know.
That's why I went no contact with everybody from my head. Because you did a great job at, that's why I love you so much. Like, you do a great job at showing that was perfect. That's a perfect, what you just said was literally the standards that I had in my mind. If I'm telling you that this is triggering me, it's not about you. That's what people don't want to realize. If someone tells you this is triggering me, it's not about you anymore. It's about that person. It's about that person, their trauma, their triggers, their feelings, their pain, their emotions, their thoughts, their rooted issues. And if they have the audacity to come to you and say, "Well, that's not that ain't why I said it, or that ain't what I meant." It's not about that. It's about the fact that I'm telling you that this made me feel some kind of way. No one can tell you how things make you feel. When somebody tries to control how you feel, I feel like that's another red flag to get away. Yeah. Because like the queen said, like, I know for me, people would say things to me that it was nothing but triggers. It was nothing about me being accepted for who I am. Yes. So it made it even more difficult to respect myself because I'm like, I'm trying. And then as soon as I go around these people, it's like I feel defeated all over again. Because they're seeing that I'm trying, quite honestly. And I guess they don't like that. And it's like, oh, I'm going to say less. That's another thing too. Be mindful and pay attention to people that say a lot of those type of things. But when they see you trying, when they see you healing, when they see you wearing less makeup, when they see you not wearing weave, when they see you putting yourself first, when they see you creating boundaries so you don't get triggered anymore, pay attention to those people and how they treat you.
And what they say to you and what they know.
If what they don't say. Yeah. And what they don't say. Because what they don't say was like, wait a minute. So when I was broken, all fucked up, wearing weave and doing all this stuff and all that, y'all was with that shit, right? Y'all was with all that. But then I say, you know what, I'm going to put me first. Now y'all don't want to hang out.
You ain't got nothing in common. You ain't got nothing in common. So go there and boom. And I got nothing to relate to you. So therefore, yeah. That's what it is.
And then know that it will be better later. People say it all the time, but the queen is right. Like when you elevate within yourself, you're going to attract people that match that. That's how we met. Like, you're going to attract your tribe. They waiting for you, but unfortunately, you can't get the good things when you're so bent on holding on to what don't serve you no more. We gotta let go. You gotta let go of anything that's not serving you. Yeah. And people that can't be mindful about your pain, I just feel like don't deserve to be around your elevation.
Yes, I agree with you. I want to visit. Well, we're closing off, people, but I want to visit one last thing that I think it wasn't in my case, and I'm sure it wasn't in her case, but I've realized that it's in a lot of female cases. A lot of abuse, sexually abused women tend to let themselves go weight-wise, right? And they get fat. Now, with me now, I find that I used to wear like big clothes. I didn't want to look too sexy because I didn't want to be noticed. Some of these women put on weight because they themselves do not want to be noticed as well. Now, when you're healing yourself, right? You are completely self-loving yourself, which means that you're going to realize that the foods that I'm eating are what chemically triggers my emotion. And the food that I'm eating is the reason why I can't look at myself in the mirror and love myself, because I see rolls here and rolls there, and I know that I can look better than this. When you get to that point in your life, don't hate on yourself. You want to jump over the threshold of healthiness. Don't look at it as I am fat. Look at it as I am unhealthy. And if I continue to eat this way, I am not setting an example to my children. I am not setting an example to any other abused person out there. And I am not setting an example, most importantly, to myself, because I don't like how I look and I feel. I'm sick all the time, whatever the case is. Take your body responsibility in your hands. Eat healthy food, because foods have a chemical reaction to your body and it keeps you in the mental depressive state. Foods are important. Lose the weight to complement the way you want to feel. You want to look and feel sexy and run up the hill without going out of breath. It's not to say that you want to look in this dress or to attack this man. If this is your thought, you're not healing. You're still trying to lose weight for other people and not yourself. Put yourself first. Lose the weight for yourself first. Eat healthy for you first. Because if I don't eat healthy, I am disappointing me first, because I know that if I go eat this crap, it's going to be on me. I'm going to get sick. I am creating off balance in my body first. It's not for John and Kimmy or whatever. It is for myself first. So your weight gain, it is not healthy for you. I would never say that's not sexy. It's not healthy for you. Lose the weight. Don't be, oh, I don't want them to notice me. When you start to heal yourself, you're going to find that you love yourself. And I started working and stuff, not because I was fat or anything. It has nothing to do with that. But I started to work because I realized, like, yo, food wise, you're going great and you're on a great path with your food. Is good. You can see the difference between your food. You haven't been sick in ages. All is well. But right now you got loose skin and you have this, and I know that you can get up every morning and work out for yourself and do stuff. So I get up and work. You guys see that I'm looking a bit buff or whatever, because my muscles swelling. I don't know why I'm buffing out like this, but it's the swelling in my muscles, people, right? So I work out and I do my thing and I'm looking good or whatever the case is. And I feel proud of myself because I am committed to getting up every day and to working out on my work or regimen. And when I finish, I feel refreshed and I feel good. I got energy to do things and to feel amazing, right? So don't look at weight loss as in, oh, I want fit in a size this dress or whatever. You're still doing stuff for that. Do it for you. Look in the mirror and say, you know what? I can look better and I want to. Your weight gain, you eating because you're sad and you're not healing and whatever the case is, get rid of it, because that is another enabler. You're enabling yourself to continue to be sad. Anything to add in that spectrum too?
For sure. I would love to add the opposite of the same thing. Like when I started noticing, because I was on both sides. Like I was skinny my whole life and could not put on weight to save my life. Like I even had my son and I was all of 130 pounds. Pregnant, 8 months pregnant. Yeah, I was small. I was small. And that's when I started really wondering, like, what's really going on here? And that's what I was saying, like the trauma is in your digestive system within itself as well. And that's what the queen is talking about here. So it's like, know that it goes both ways. You know, like the excessive weight gain is one thing. And then you have a lot, it's a whole world of people. I'm not saying everybody got sexual trauma abuse that are skinny, but I know from it, okay, it's very connected. It's very connected with some kind of trauma that is preventing you from putting on weight. So again, only thing I could add is to do it for yourself. Don't want to get no butt job. Don't get no boob job. Don't try to appeal to the masses. Don't try to appeal to our oppressors simply based on the image. Because a lot of us are real small and don't feel like we have a body at all. So then they go and get the surgeries and the butt done and this and that. And it's like, but again, at the end of the day, all we saying is all that exterior stuff has nothing to do with how you feel in the inside. Well, it has everything to do with how you feel in the inside, but it's not going to change it. You better off healing, and then, like you said, eating the right foods, and you'll bulk up and gain the right weight. You're going to gain the weight that is for you. Yeah. You're going to lose the weight and get to the right size that's for you. That's what we're trying to say. No matter if you're overweight or underweight, if you push yourself first, you're going to see the ideal weight for your body shape and your body size. All that stuff is going to come because you're going to, like she said, you're going to be whole. Yeah. Not again Because a lot of us are trying to get back to something. We try to get back to a physical aspect of ourselves, but we don't want to get back to what? You know what I mean? Like, we ain't trying to heal. We don't want to go back to the trauma. We don't want to go back to the pain. We ain't trying to go back to come back to go forward. 2 steps forward. I mean, 2 steps back is what? 1 step forward?
Yeah.
Like, no. We got to go back and then take bigger leaps forward. That's all we're trying to say here. So I don't really have anything else to add other than that. It's just taking notes that a lot of women, from my experience, are taking and doing things to make them gain weight because they don't want to be looked at as a baby doll. They don't want to be looked at as a little girl all over again with no body, because again, that's a trigger within itself. When you got a grown ass man looking at you saying, you ain't got no body, you ain't got no ass, you like a little girl. And it's like, but I'm not. And the last time that, you know, you were in that mindset might have been a trauma.
Somebody,
that was what was happening to me, honestly, Queen. A lot of women, honestly, the men didn't give me but so many complaints. A lot of the women would break me down, man. Where I would wear oversized clothes because I didn't want people to know how skinny I was. I didn't feel comfortable in my own skin, not when I was by myself. Because I'm by myself now. I don't care. I'm small all over again, but this feels comfortable to me now because this is what I'm used to. But now I see where my body is picking up the healthy weight because I have changed my eating. I am eating better. I am eating what makes me feel good. And I don't have those triggers around me no more that's saying you're not good enough. You're too skinny because you're smaller than us. You're too big because you're bigger than us. It's not fair because, like I said, I've been both. I've been heavier, and then I got all the good compliments except for my stomach was too fat. So it was like even when I was on the heavier side, I still wasn't good enough, and that was something I took me through on purpose because I got to see both sides of the playing field, and I wasn't accepted on either one. I wasn't accepted being super skinny, and I wasn't accepted being, I'm talking about big boobs, big old butt, big hips, big thighs. I still wasn't being accepted. I had women that was looking me dead in my face saying, your body would be banging if you ain't had that stomach. So it was still like, these are the ways we rip each other apart, and it's not necessary. If anybody making you feel like you're less than, whether you big or small, it don't matter. You gotta evaluate who these people are around you.
The crazy thing about it, sorry, I thought you
No, you good.
No, and the crazy thing about it is that what disappoints me is that you see, like the same thing I mentioned in that Derek guy's video, right? He looks good. You can see that he goes in the gym or whatever the case is. Your woman just had a kid, because I saw a post on his thing where she had a kid maybe last year or something, or the year before or something. So she had half baby weight. You can see her little fupa. I think that's what it's called there. I have a fupa, but it's not a big fupa. But you get a fupa, right? You as a responsible man, you can tell your girl, you know what? Let us go in the gym together, and we're going to get a dietitian for like 3 to 4 months because they can afford it. He got a little money, and you work with your female. And if you're going to be traveling, right, you get a trainer to come to her home or whatever, wake her up every morning and push her to get into working out. That's what I'm saying. You have people around you who are going to comment about your weight, but you're going to say, oh girl, you know you could look better with this, but you're not going to say, you know what, I know you could look better than this. Why not come, me and you go to the gym together? Use that as an opportunity to do something together. No one does that, but you have an opinion in something. You can't have an opinion and don't have a solution for it. That is what gripes me about opinionated people. You have an opinion about something. Okay, what's the solution though? Tell me. All right, I can't cook properly. Can you? Yes. Teach me. What's up with that?
Teach me how to love. Come on now.
Come on now. Oh, you don't know how to love. Or use a better black woman. Okay, tell me how I can't be better anymore. Teach me how to not be better anymore. Like those type of things that mean you don't give an opinion and you know nothing. You're just saying what other people are saying. You are just being a sheep in this situation because you're talking the talk of other people. Have an opinion with a solution. That's my thing. Don't be talking if you don't know how to say, I'm gonna help you, or this is what you can do. Don't do that.
Right. And be mindful.
Yes. Be impeccable with your words. Come on now. Don't do that.
I put on weight because I was physically ill. And like out my body, that's when I got the fibromyalgia and the brain tumor. So that was hard. Like, whoa, I'm actually like, I thought I was about to die. And you got more people more concerned about my ass than my health.
Yeah.
And then when I started healing, I dropped the weight down. Like it went like that. And then those who had accepted me for being thick was like, well, what happened to you?
Right.
And I'm like, well, damn, like my dad, this the real me. Like, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but this is who I am. So it's just about being whole, and what this whole mean for you.
Yeah.
Not what this whole means for your man and your wife and your that's like Dear Jackson. Like that's to me, it's insecurities within itself when you feel like you got to be in the gym all the time. Because if you see, he wasn't putting more energy into his home.
Yes.
Aside from her weight, like the fact that I don't know if you got a chance to look into her story, but she's actually one of us too. Oh, she's one of us.
Ooh, girl. Oh, okay. What we should do, because I was thinking about it during this when we finish this. What about we do a review video after this? We can do it on her.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, good. When we finish,
and she's one of us.
Good.
And
that's why I was like, her.
The fact that the nerve of him to create the platform in the way he did, and he had a queen next to him that he could have literally helped heal, and he did not. That's it right there. Good. And this is what we're talking about. So yeah, we're
gonna end this, and then we're gonna go and then put it in this here to that. So yeah, we can do that. But people, boundaries are important for yourself. Set boundaries for you. If you realize that you can get up every morning and meditate and do yoga or eat healthy or go and do your job interview, or decide that you want to do what I'm doing, YouTube, you videographer, whatever your career path, and you stopping you, nobody isn't stopping you stopping you, you're like, man, I'm gonna do it tomorrow and tomorrow. But this is the thing, tomorrow never comes, because tomorrow will become your now. Understand, there is no tomorrow. Your tomorrow, it will become your new now. So stop delaying your nows and accomplish something. That's what we do. Do not delay any nows any further. There is no tomorrow and there is no past. There is just what we are here in this moment. And in this moment, what can I do to make this moment better? Or how can I even enjoy this moment in time? We don't do that. So do something to make your journey better. Don't let yourself stop you from accomplishing or doing or feeling or looking or whatever the case is. It is you that stops you. Yes, we are abused. Yes, there are triggers. Yes, there are certain things, but it has finished. Mine finished 17 years ago. Hers finished about the same time as well, because we were the same age. So why are people still living it? You're still living because it's there emotionally, but guess what? It's physically finished. So therefore, you heal, like giving birth. You finish, give birth. So now you heal it. That's what you do. You not continue to give birth and create the pain of the birth. You heal from the birth. Any closing statements?
No, boundaries are important for healing. Ooh. Heal your emotions. That's what we mean by healing. Heal your emotions, because the queen just said it perfectly. It ain't about physical body. That's going to come later. Yeah. Heal your emotional and quiet the noise. Like I say all the time, please quiet the noise and get to the root of those issues, so you can create those boundaries and no longer have triggers, so you can heal and we can recreate our sisterhood.
Yes. That's important. I agree there. Sisterhood. Guys, we are bored out here. We need some people here. We need people like this out here. There are hardly any sisters out there. And even if there are sisters out there who are healed, they're still scared. They're still scared to open up. You can't be healed and scared at the same time that you're not going to make a connection. I wasn't scared when she and I spoke, and other people from my females from my platform that you see here. I wasn't scared. And when they came on, we spoke, and they always messaged me, and we still talk. All of them, we all still talk. And they always say, gosh, it's great to speak to somebody who you can just be yourself, and we could just talk and just be, right? You can say anything and speak and be yourself and not be afraid anymore. So all of that, we have to create a safe zone, and which means we have to heal first, or else we're going to be creating broken people all the time. Simple.
Cycle breaks with us.
Yes. With that being said, people, we have a video to go review. And thank you so much for watching this episode in this series as well. And yeah, be awesome as always. And bye.
Bye.
Hey you, yes you. So thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope that you enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for coming to my page. So I would like for you to subscribe, and I also want you to watch the last video, and I hope that you enjoy everything on my channel. Thank you.